like we are, that are upset. And I got to tell you, it's not that people can't come together. It's that you have truly two different ideas of where this country's going to go. There's truly two different visions of what America will look like for the next generation. You have if you watch C-SPAN and you listen to what the Democrats say on the House floor, watch it one time when a bill is being debated. I mean, their ideas are so far left. I mean, this isn't the Democrat Party of John F. Kennedy. This has gone so far left. It's gone so radical. It is big government, big taxes, big regulation. This idea that representative democracy is too complicated. We want to make sure that we empower all of these bureaucrats in Washington to make the decisions for us, whether it's in our personal lives, whether it's in our businesses, whether it's in our schools. This elite class of bureaucrats know how to better run our communities and our lives than we do. And you see them trying to inject more power and authority into that bureaucratic class. High taxes, big government. We go, listen, we believe in a free enterprise system. We believe in economic liberty. We believe in the concept of our founders, which is limited government, empowering people with the ability to step into an opportunity society and make of their lives what they choose. Might not be very much, or it might be really remarkable. But that system of government for us has been the most successful form of government that has ever been developed. And allowing free people to work their will breeds ethnic happiness and economic prosperity. And you see this, there's this great tension now in D.C. about what's going to really happen, and we fight about it. And it's really hard to get what I think is a traditional American vision with this now leftist vision to come together and agree. And that's the fight that you see taking place. And you have a group of people who are trying to work with the American people, saying, listen, we have to bring them over to our side. We have to make sure we're exposing the debate that's taking place. You can't drive the car off the cliff, but you have to make sure that we're continuing to message in a very difficult environment. And if you look at the budget that we put out in the House, some will say it's Paul Ryan's budget, it was bold. It was three simple concepts. Cap government spending, go to 2008. You don't have to gut it. You don't have to slash and burn. But you're able to cap it at 08. Don't let it grow. And as your economy grows, one of the key tenets of balancing the budget, tax reform and entitlement reform. And eventually, with that program, we were able to balance the budget. And you saw Paul Ryan do a great job of educating the House Republicans in a way that they could all go out into their districts and talk about these big ideas. I've been saying for a year and a half that that Obamacare was going to take $500 billion out of Medicare. I go to town halls, if you guys were in my town halls, and people look at me like, I don't get it. I've never heard this in the news media has never reported this. And so they didn't believe what we were saying. When Paul Ryan was putting the ticket, I thought he's done a great job of driving some of these issues so more Americans understand what's going on. And the media was kind of forced, I think, to acknowledge what Democrats are actually doing with regard to Medicare and not putting out a bunch of different balances. I think that was bold on our part. I think Romney's selection of Ryan is bold. I wish we would continue with bold ideas right now, and I know we're going to talk about that later today. I think that's how we win. We don't win just saying I'm not the other guy. We win by saying this is what we stand for. We plant our stake in the ground and we give it an alternative vision for what this country is. I think Governor Romney understands that. I know we have to do a better job getting that message out, and I think you can hear about that today, that we are going to do a better job of getting that out in the next 6.5 weeks. But as we saw a year and a half ago with what happened with Scott Walker, and we saw what happened a few months ago with the recalls, Wisconsin has been at the epicenter of American politics. And again, you see us at the epicenter, and as we go into November 2006 with Ryan's previous chair in the RNC, Paul Ryan on the ticket as the vice president. One of the key Senate races in the country to take control of the Senate is here in Wisconsin. You have a couple of House seats that Democrats are going for, saying that Nancy Pelosi becomes the Speaker of the House if she takes a few of our Wisconsin seats. We are, again, a really important state. And we were in the field polling a little while ago, about a week and a half ago. And my results are different than what I was hearing. You guys all have heard some of these recent polls about Tommy Thompson and Romney in the state. I heard them, I'm like, oh, what? I gotta tell you, and so we started to ask around what other people are seeing. There could have been a softening after this 47% comment. Not a great comment. Could have been some softening, but I gotta say, I don't believe the polls that I've been seeing recently. And that's not consistent with what we've seen in our own polls. This is going to be a very tight race in Wisconsin. It's going to be a 1 to 2 point race, one side or the other, and it's important that to be effective, we get out there and we drive this thing. We see the kind of infrastructure that we have after the recalls. We have a better infrastructure than the community organizer, the guy who knows how to do this so well. Our infrastructure is way better. We were just talking about excitement. We have to make sure we have the energy and excitement again in the state. And if we have it, I think we're going to win. And it's important not just for Romney and Ryan, but it's important for Tommy Thompson, and it's important for our race too. We have, just quickly on our side, we had the honor 2 years ago of having the first ad in the whole country run by the National Democrat Party. This year, we've fallen down the list. We're the third ad in the whole country run against us in Wausau. We're at the top of the target list here. And it's not because this is a left-leaning seat at all. If you look at Charlie Cook, he's one of these guys that rates congressional races and Senate races, or Stu Rothenberg, they have Republican seats that lean Democratic. They have Republican seats that are toss-up. Then they have Republican seats that lean Republican. We're a lean Republican seat here. So you go, why do they come after us so hard? Why do you see the number of ads you see against us? They have an affinity for Dave Obey and a love for Dave Obey, and they can't stand that I have their seat. And that's in quotes if you're recording me. It's not their seat, but they can't stand it. And they view me as not a father of six, not as a prosecutor for 10 years. They view me as a reality TV punk. And that the great Dave Obey, and his seat is held by me, it makes them sick. And that's why they're so ginned up. And that's why they're spending as much money on me instead of being, and so it's emotional, instead of being smart to go, there's other races we could go and get. We're going to spend it here on Duffy because we can't stand it. I don't think they're going to get me, but we're going to have to fight hard to make sure we keep it. And that's not easy. I got to tell you, I know we ask a lot of you all, and I know all of you. I know all of you work hard in this cause. I work 7 days a week. We never stop. You know, we have 6 kids. Last week, Rachel flew out to Virginia and then to North Carolina to go with Craig Romney to campaign. To do that, we're a team. I'm like, all right, you go do that, and I'll take all the kids with me on the parade route. So I went over to St. Croix County, and I took all the kids, and I'm doing parades with all the kids who she's helping with. She's out helping Romney. She's gonna fly out to, so she's a Latina, you know. So and we need to boost our numbers with Hispanics. She's gonna go to Nevada with Ann Romney on Thursday, which means I'm doing a fundraiser. I'm taking all the kids with me because they have a day off of school. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part not just to do well here in this district, but to do our part to help the team as well. And it's a little bit, I know it's only a little sliver, but if we all step in and go, I'm willing to make a sacrifice to make sure that we're successful, whatever our talents are, man, we're going to win this thing. And it's not about winning for Republicans, in my view. This isn't about a Republican win. this is about a win for America. This is about a win for our next generation. Because if we lose in this election, and you have 4 more years of this, someone who is selling the idea of free, someone who's selling the idea of more government dependency, someone who says, I believe in trickle-up economics. And trickle-up economics means we want to, listen, first of all, when people fall in hard times, we as Republicans, we want to help them out. We don't believe you cast people away. You want a safety net to help them. What they've done, though, is they've increased the safety net, not to catch the people that fall down into that level that need the help. They've loosened the net so it catches so many more people. They're driving food stamps out of this country in a way that we haven't seen before. And it's getting a higher class of people into food stamps. And they believe that if you put money in the pockets of more people by way of food stamps, that's how you grow the economy. They say it's the multiplier effect. For every dollar you spend in food stamps, you'll create $1.72 in the economy. This is crazy.